Hey guys, this is Derek from Pacific Coast Auto and welcome to this auction walk around video. This vehicle here is a 1994 Mitsubishi Delica with the turbo diesel 2.8 liter inline 4-cylinder, 4-wheel drive, and this one bought from auction for export to Canada. Now we've had a lot of L400 Delicas on the channel recently because they're super popular with the USA. These ones here are not importable to the USA yet, but they will be the next one. I think these started in 93, so pretty soon, 93, 94, somewhere in there. These 2800cc engines are more powerful and smoother and just as reliable as the 2.5 in the earlier model of the Delica. This one seems to be in good mechanical condition engine-wise. There is a little something with the transfer case on this one, but I'll show you that in just a little bit. Just going to lower the hood here. And 131, 100 kilometers on this one. Now, before we get into this one in great detail, I want to let you know that this one we bought for less than half the price that these usually sell for in this condition. And keep that in mind when we go through the review because especially with the transfer case thing, it's good to know that this one was cheaper than they usually are. That wasn't mentioned on the auction sheet. It really is something that should have been mentioned, but it wasn't. Okay, so let's take a look at the auction sheet. And I'll have to say that I'm very happy with the price paid for this one compared to the condition. It seems like a very good value for money there. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on the inside because this vehicle has been lifted from the original height. Okay, so 1994 Delica Space Gear is the name. This is a Super Exceed Crystal Light Roof. And I'll quickly show you what that means. You get all the sunroofs in the world and even more over here. And so, very cool model. This is close to the best one that you can get. You can get an extended version, which is a foot longer and also has the Crystal Light roof, but that's extremely hard to find. This one with the diesel and the Crystal Light roof in itself is quite hard to find as well, because these are the sought-after ones. So it's original green two-tone. This is an auction grade 4 with an interior C. It says turbo. These are the sales points from the seller. Turbo, diesel, and roof carrier. I don't know if you saw that. There it is. And then the report from the auction inspector. So the left side electric folding door mirror doesn't work. It's true. There's a rear ladder that's been put onto it. Seat wear. Underside has surface rust. It's mild. But you do have to watch out for rust on these vehicles. Interior dirty and scratched. Steering wheel is aftermarket. It's a cool wooden one. I'll show more on that later. Around the battery has corrosion, which I couldn't find. Any corrosion around the battery? Kind of weird. Aftermarket wheels on it, aftermarket suspension, aftermarket exhaust. And then there's a hood duct for the top mount intercooler that you already saw. That hood duct is peeling paint, some medium scratches on the front, some repaint on the top, but otherwise very nice looking body. There are several scratches, but all of them are mild, and because it's a big van with very big sides, all the scratches are far apart. It doesn't look like a highly scratched car. Okay, so let's do our once around here. The grill guard on the front with the roof carrier and the slightly raised suspension is a very good look to the vehicle. These Delicas, I think, are excellent. The idea of a lifted 4x4 minivan with a diesel turbo engine is just awesome in my mind. The rear ladder is a nice little extra. Those taillights are aftermarket. And it has the mirror on the back up there for when you're backing up to see how far away you are from things. Just gonna hide behind the tree. Okay, and it has aftermarket decals on the back. It says JOS. That's a Japanese thing to put the decals backwards. I don't know why they do it, but you'll see on like drift cars and stuff like that, they do it sometimes. And it's weird, but especially with this one, if you take a close look, backwards decal, standard regular writing, and it says hard and wild, urban, wilderness. It's JOS style, very Japanese kind of text on there. Hard and wild. Yeah. Okay, and so JOS is the company that makes the roof carrier and the front grill guard, and it is a pretty complicated one. You can see it goes over the headlights, It has the Pia headlights in it, the multicolored ones. I absolutely love the look of these fog lights. Okay, and then the license plate goes off to the side here. Just show you that grill guard again from the side. Very cool. So it looks like we got about a maybe 2-inch lift on here. Aftermarket suspension. Videotaping the ground so that we don't have to show the lady. She probably doesn't want to be on the YouTubes anyway. Okay, so aftermarket wheels. We won with the tires. They're a 2015. And they have plenty of tread on them. And they're a Yokohama Geolander ATS. Pretty popular. Okay. Here's the hood duct paint peeling. And that puts air into your really cool intercooler. Faded decals there. Chrome mirrors, those are original. And I believe that these are the original ones too. Maybe not, let me see. EGR, maybe not original. Aero rack on the top, it says. You can see it says Crystal Light roof underneath there. Okay, I'm going to show you something. There is some, well, there's a reverse camera that's aftermarket. That's not what I wanted to show you though. There's a spot of rust on the top. Delicas are known to rust on their roof. They usually rust on the front. This one's rusted on the back. Once again, something that you're going to want to see on the auction sheet. Rare for them not to show something like this on there, so it is a little bit disappointing. But I'm not going to say the price that we got this for, but several $1,000 less than it should have gone for. So those types of things are a little bit easier to excuse when that happens. Have the same decals there, and they're a little bit faded. Same with these ones there. There's me. And these ones are cracked a little bit at the top. It says intercooler turbo 2800. Love the engine in this. Okay, so the L400 is... They were made at the same time. You could go to Mitsubishi and you could buy an L400 or an L300 at the same time for several years. I think they continued making the 300 for another 5 years after this one came out. And so, very cool. Mud flaps. And then this one is much more comfortable because you're not sitting on top of the engine. The engine is smoother. And these ones ride way better in the city. They have less of a Transformers look to them. And I think at first, you know, when these first became legal to import into Canada, that was when we were starting the business back in 2008. And at that time, there were a lot of people saying, no, the L300s are way better because they have the cool boxy look. And these ones kind of the round-ish look of the 90s was less appealing. But it didn't take long before everybody started falling in love with these vans. And I think that the more time that you spend around them, the more you'll like them. I like both of them for different reasons. You know, some people like the boxy cars that are uncomfortable, and some people like the round ones that are less cool looking. Here's your rear AC. There's more room inside to this one. It is a bigger vehicle. It comes with footrests for your passengers. Let's try that out. And I'm going to kick off my shoes. And you're going to see the Puma socks. Yeah. And then it's adjustable too. You can like click it. And then, wow, is that ever uncomfortable? Okay, put that back in. Okay. Here's the dashboard and what it looks like. We will go around and show you that. You can kind of see some flashing lights over there. That's what I was talking about with the differential. But we'll do the back first. And so this one here is a captain's chair model. And so you get your two, ouch, hit your head on the ceiling. Captain's chairs here. These are swivel seats, so you can set them backwards if you want. I don't think you can set them facing towards each other because that would turn into a kick fight. And these ones here are the flip up against the sides style. And so that one there goes back and then against the wall. Like so many Japanese vans do that. So very popular. It has curtain rails still. Take a look at that. So you can add your curtains there if you want. They are not electronic in this version of it. And you have full controls here with orange or white lights. Let's turn this on. And so a little bit difficult to see, but you can get orange there, or you can get white. Kind of weird that you can pick different colors, but it is cool. And tons of vents for your AC here and here and there and there. And cup holders in the back and speakers. You can get these with the karaoke machine. 300s and 400s both have that as an option. It's really cool. And yeah, condition of the back here seems to be good. These all work. I'll show you that. Close them all up. Now at the front there's also a switch, but the front is all open or all closed. If you want to open them individually, then you have to come into the back for that. Okay, into the front. Smell that diesel. Delicious. Okay, so we're dirty on the door cards, especially at the bottom there. Vehicle will need a clean. Aftermarket wooden steering wheel. A lot of people who are Delica lovers put the wooden steering wheel on. It is a little bit weird, but I do like the feel of a wooden steering wheel. Seats are good. Driver's side is saggy right here, which is a little bit too bad. The vehicle hasn't been smoked in, and there are 2 cigarette burns on the carpet here and here. Now, I could only find those ones, and they are in these replaceable mats. This is ripped, and so replace the mats. I'll fix that. Shouldn't have touched that mat. It's dirty. Okay, power windows work fine. Power steering feels good. Brakes feel good. Looks like the compass maybe doesn't work there, and this one's tilted a little bit. Somebody's trying very hard to call me. My wife. Always the person who's calling me when I'm making these videos. So aftermarket navi, I'll show you that shifting works really well. Here's a reverse camera. You can see the BB there. Okay, now it doesn't have a cigarette lighter in here. It has this for connecting things if you want. I don't know what this is. There's like a monitor up there for something. Let's plug it in. But you get a lot of room here to move your legs if you want. So going from the front to the back is really easy. And that's a huge deal if you have kids. Your kid does a poo-poo and you need to go change it. You don't want to get out of the car and everything. And this one here is okay, let's take a look at this. And by the way, AC works on it fine. ECS is an option on this, and what it is it's a automatic sport suspension which changes from hard to soft depending on your driving. If you're driving flat, it'll be hard. If you're driving on like mountain roads and stuff, then it'll soften up so that's less harsh. That system doesn't work with aftermarket shocks, obviously, and putting the aftermarket shocks in makes the sport light flash, and so that's why the sport light is flashing there. You put in the regular shocks, you don't have flash. Aftermarket shocks, you do, but it won't. Like that system is disengaged now with an aftermarket shock. Obviously, it doesn't work, and so it just puts you down to basically the same as not having that option at all. Now, flashing front, that means that the front differential, it's selectable, and so we have our selection here. We have 2 high and 4 high. And 4 high with locking center differential, and 4 low with locking center differential. And so you can select what you want. However, right now you cannot select it, and this is a common problem on the Delicas from what I've read. We've had, I think, maybe one have this issue before, but I heard a lot of people have problems because when the underside gets dirty and muddy, it has problems with the electronics down there, and blown sensors or wires that come out are a known problem according to the article that I read. And so hopefully it's as easy as that, although there are a bunch of different things that it could be when that's happening. Okay, so you shift it into 4-wheel drive, and it seems to be fine. Okay, now you shift it into locking center differential, and you get the flashing again. Now that flashing for the locking center differential, I heard it only happens when there's an electronic problem, and if you have the locking center differential and you have those flashing ones at the top like we do in this vehicle, chances are then that is an electronic problem, and it's the same problem for the 2 issues there. However, I'm not a mechanic, don't take my word for it. This is just what I've done in the reading. Of course, I want to know if there's any problems with the cars before we export them. Maybe an issue, maybe not an issue. I'm not sure. Anyway, here's how the front sunroof works. It's a full slide. One touch. And this works properly. And rear sunshades, open styly, close styly. And I'm not from California. I don't normally say that word. I don't know where it came from. It's dirty. Okay, so that's basically it for this Delica Space Gear. One of the coolest names for a vehicle ever. And so I hope you enjoyed this walk around, a little bit longer than normal. So anyone who made it this far, thank you very much. Thanks for watching, everyone else. Have a wonderful day. And that'll be it. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day. JDM boys.